Hi, good evening. It is Friday, September 25th. Um, if you're interested in what we're doing, please subscribe to Philosophy Pop-Up Workshop. Tonight may not be the gentle, pleasant things that we've been doing. This is a message of urgency and a pretty heavy message having to do with COVID. Nantucket is now at the top. It's gone from one of the best communities in the state to one of the worst. The head of the health department is correct in that we need to cut the statistics a little bit, water them down, because we have a much higher population than the 2010 census indicated. So I would argue we have an even higher population. So let us be generous and cut our statistics by half. Let us imagine that we have 22,000 people as opposed to 11. We are still way into the red zone. We go from about 22 per 100,000 to 11 per 100,000. 8 per 100,000 is the red zone. So we're still almost 50% above the red zone, although we may not be the highest in the state, taking that into account. But this is all parsing things. This is all splitting things. Things are dangerous here. We've had 9 cases today. The worst day in the 6 months of this. All the discipline and sacrifice. What has happened? We're going around town and this looks like an urban setting. It's busier than it was in July and August. There's really no transmission anywhere other than work sites and in people's homes. That is extremely difficult to believe when people are coming in here from everywhere, who've been around people from anywhere. Nobody's vetted, no one's tested. I suggested 6 months ago that people coming to the island should be tested. I know that that was extreme. I think I was correct, and it stands. This is going to spin out of control unless another approach is taken, because what I'm seeing is business as usual. In fact, it's far beyond that, because when we had very few cases and huge periods where we had no cases, everything was shut down here. Now, things are as open as the state will allow. I'm seeing groups of 10 people in restaurants, 10 or more in restaurants. And the capacity here, the packing, is just, it's absolutely astounding. And my goodness, people have got to be disciplined. People who are visiting here need to be disciplined. And I've seen this over the years in other areas. People will come and trash this place. And then people who live on the island have to deal with the rules that are created out of a 3-day trashing on the 4th of July. The same thing applies with this. It's analogous. People will come here to party up for the weekend, and people will pay the consequences. There will be a knock-on effect. People will infect other people later on, and this will it will snowball. So I'm expressing my frustration and the urgency of this. It's absolutely astounding that we had 9 cases. And let us pray and cross our fingers and knock wood and take measures. Because it's not about prayer, actually. It's about doing things. And being disciplined and being selfless. And businesses need to pull back unless they are really in desperate straits. You have to stay away from being greedy. Because greed, in this case, it's not a moral issue. It will actually create a setting where there will be real risk to people, to their lives, and to their health. And I understand for commercial Americans, they don't get that. Unless your parents or grandparents or somebody in your family actually fought a war or did something in this country, it's very hard for people to understand. I do appreciate that. Well, it is time to wake up. And on that note, sorry it's so intense, but that's the way it is. That's the reality. And on that, good night, God bless, all the best.